Bandos, the holy land for FPV pilots. From the moment you enter the FPV rabbit hole on the internet, you're guaranteed to come across someone flying a bando. The countless obstacles and opportunities to pull off an insane move or crash basically make flying bandos feel better than the best video game you've ever played. Hi, this is AlvyFPV. I'm Alvaro, and of course, if you're a part of the community, you can call me Alvy. Let's get into it. So, how do you even find an abandoned building to fly your drone in? First time I went to a bando, it was a coincidence. I was going to the beach for vacation, of course, to do some FPV filming as well. And while driving to my hotel, I randomly came across this bando. I couldn't believe it. As you spend more time flying FPV and exploring new spots, you will end up finding things near you. Regardless, the best way to find cool spots and bandos when you're first starting out is to look online. So, here are my tips for your first time going to a bando. Firstly, these places are unsafe. If it's remote and far from society, please go with someone else. You never know what or who could be there. If you're going a relatively long way, make sure everything is charged, you have everything you need, spare parts, and maybe even an extra drone or two if you are able to do that. You will crash. You will crash. That is one promise I'm willing to make you. And if you're not crashing, you're not trying. Lastly, bring some water and snacks. When you get there, you might want to whip everything out of your bag and start flying. But no, that is not what I'm going to tell you to do, obviously. Don't unpack your stuff. Walk around the building, make sure you understand the surrounding area, and just get your spatial orientation under control. Then walk into the building. This is when you're going to want your wingman. Explore everything and make sure no one is in there or nothing dangerous is in there too. This could genuinely be someone's home, so please be mindful. Don't forget that crashing your drone into a soft target isn't worth it. Finally, you can start plugging everything in. Turn your goggles on, turn your controller on, get the LiPo plugged into the drone. Now, put your goggles on and have your control in your hands. Ask your wingman to walk around everywhere that you think there could be interference to ensure you will have good video and RC link throughout your whole flight. Use your experience as a pilot to tell you where to test the connection. Usually this is in areas with a lot of metals, a lot of layers of walls, or where there's other possible things interfering, like pilots and cell phone towers. Honestly though, if you're using the DJI digital FPV system, you don't really have much to worry about. But if you are with another pilot using the DJI system, be careful when each one is plugging in, as if you're flying, that could cause interference, and make sure you don't stand too close to each other. So before you finally fly, there are a couple more things you're gonna wanna do. If you're using an HD camera like a GoPro, which honestly I don't recommend, and you should be using something like this fake ballast, put a link in the description, make sure you turn it on and actually film. You don't want to risk your $800 drone and your $400 camera to not be able to show your grandkids the video, obviously. Secondly, if you're filming, use an ND filter. It creates motion blur when you have the right settings and makes your video look that much better and is that much more engaging. The first time I went to a bando, I actually didn't use an ND filter and used a glass lens protector instead because I thought that would give me more protection, but it ended up with me being dissatisfied with my videos because of that choice. So don't make the same mistake if you want to use your videos. Leave a comment if you want a video where I go over my GoPro settings for different situations and how I go about filming FPV. You're gonna crash. You're gonna bang your propellers against walls, beams, you name it. Don't replace your props too often. The only situation where you want to replace your props after the smallest ding is when you want to use your video for like Hollywood. In any other situation, save a couple of dollars, try and use your props for as long as possible. In a bando, they get scratched up every flight. Now it's time to go fly, go shred, have an amazing time, go crash, do it all, have fun. That's what this hobby is for. Flying new and cool locations improves your FPV skills like nothing else. My first experience at a bando was amazing, and I hope through this video, I'll be able to make your first experience at a bando just that much better. Thank you.